Hey y'all, how's it going? What a fun day it is today because Marvel just released the official trailer for Miss Marvel. Now, we did get to see some first look footage of it like way back in November when they had Disney Plus Day. That was November 12th, and they kind of had this hodgepodge. Well, first it was a bunch of old Disney Plus Marvel stuff we'd already seen, and then you scroll all the way to the end of the clip, and then you got some stuff for Moon Knight, you got some stuff for Miss Marvel, and you got some stuff for She-Hulk. So it's, they've kind of had this all brewing around, but finally we're getting to see all of the full footage of this. So let's talk about Miss Marvel right away. Yeah. Personally for me, this is I'm sure for a lot of us it's a brand new character. I mean, she's relatively new, just even in the Marvel mythos. Not even maybe like 10 years old. And actually I did read some of her comic. I know, surprise, I didn't used to read comics, but just recently, within the last couple of months, I had been brushing up on the comic books. And you know why? It's actually because Marvel. But all that aside, it was still nice to get to know about the comics and to get to know about Kamala in particular, because I really, to be fair, wasn't too attracted to her character in the first place. But as I read the comic, I think it was a really well done comic. It kind of, to me, almost felt like a manga where you've got this, young female protagonist, and she's just trying to figure herself out, and it's hard to say why it felt to me like a manga, but it felt, like where she's this kind of clumsy and oopsie type of person, and but at the end of the day, she's learning and she's growing. So that's what I thought was kind of fun about her comic. And it was surprising to me because when I saw the Disney Plus Day clips, it seemed like they kind of made it a little more, like they juniorized her a lot. And it was very apparent by this trailer that they're making Miss Marvel, at least this series, a little more kind of teeny, pre-teeny, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if you've seen my Turning Red video, my commentary on that, in a nutshell, I was kind of like, this movie isn't for me because it's just too Gen Z, it's too young for me, and I'm just too old to understand, or not to understand the themes, but I'm feeling a little bit too old to be relating to the way that they're presenting the material. That's the most articulate way I could put it. But before I dive into that, I did want to touch up on one of the biggest things that I noticed from the trailer, which I was a little surprised to see, which was the way they handled her powers. So as we see in the trailer, she's like going up to an attic, and then she reaches into this box and she pulls out this, I don't know, it's a bracelet. It's a regular bracelet, but it's a little weird. And then when she puts it on, it gives her cosmic powers. I'm not really sure what's going on there. It's like, I don't know what this is, like a portal, something riffing open. It looks like maybe the Flash is gonna come out and tell her she needs to save Martha or something. And then you have her with the bracelet. Apparently the bracelet gives her powers, all over, kind of like Shang-Chi. And now she can create magical stepping stones out of thin air, and she's got like lightning powers. To be honest, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Just freeze frame on that, because I do like that she has it looks like her actual classic suit here, because I was kind of like, no, I don't want her to wear, the Miss Marvel costume. That's or the Captain Marvel costume. But I do like that it looks like eventually she will get her regular comic book accurate costume. But it's the powers. It's the powers that are tripping me up, because in the comic, as a TLDR, I don't even think this is gonna happen anymore in this MCU series, but essentially Kamala is out, and she she has very strict parents, and so she sneaks out to go to a party outside, and then all of a sudden this mist comes out, and we learn it's called like a Terrigen bomb, and it's Terrigen mist. I think somehow it's related to the Kree and all of that stuff, but the long story short is that this foreign mist gives her powers, and then when she it almost happens kind of immediately that she realizes she has this ability to, it's essentially what she calls embiggen. So you might see her with these like comically large hands and usually her fists of fury. And so that's her powers in a nutshell. And it just looks completely different here in the trailer, which I'm not here to knock it. I think, we usually see Marvel change and kind of have free range to do whatever they want with the new characters in the MCU with their powers. But again, to me, it kind of feels like, well, this is her, this is her origin story. This is who she is. It would be like, the Hulk, when he gets angry, maybe he shoots lasers out of his hands, or, like Captain America never got the super soldier serum to be strong. He, one day, let's say, found an Infinity Stone in somebody's locker and was like, oh, this is kind of neat. So these maybe aren't the best examples, but it does seem kind of weird to really, really change her whole origin story. Again, that might not be the way when we watch it, but for the most part, that's what it looks like. I think someone said down here in the comments as well, wasn't the part of her story in the comic books that she hated the way she looks, but with her superpower, she would have the ability to change but she instead decided to love herself for the way she was. Yeah, kind of weird that they changed her powers to Green Lantern. Zoinks. Yeah, there was a whole point about this, like when she first changed, right? Because she's a brown woman, young girl, she's Muslim, and she just imagined herself being, white and blonde, kind of like Captain Marvel. And so when she gets her powers, she morphs into someone who looks exactly like Captain Marvel. And then at the end of the day, you go through some character progression, and she realizes, hey, deep down inside, it's really me who, everyone is cheering on just because I have this facade looking like another woman or another person. It doesn't necessarily make me any better. So I'm also interested to see how they're going to play with identity in this series. Which it looks like they will. I don't think, they're going to have a series about, a person of color like this and just completely leave it, and be like, nah, we're not going to touch it. I think they will. It's just going to be interesting to see how they approach that. So far, that was the biggest thing that really stuck out to me. I don't think I really had any huge problems from the trailer. But again, going back to what I was talking about earlier, though, the tone of the series, yeah. Again, I don't want to knock different genres and knock different, shows that are made for a different audience or a younger audience. Like, not everything has to be made and catered for me. So I get it, but it is, at least to me, interesting to see that Marvel, for once, is really, or at least is trying to make a series where it looks like, a younger audience can watch it. And of course, again, these are superhero movies, superhero TV shows. Younger audiences are going to watch them anyway. I mean, I've always been watching this stuff since I was young, but this specifically, it's giving off Disney Channel, Nickelodeon. My brother even said like Cartoon Network live action movie. So that might be the one thing where it's like, I feel like mature SpongeBob, like, Grandmama, I simply cannot watch this series. It is not mature enough for me. But I mean, who are we kidding? It's Marvel. I'm gonna watch it anyway, so I can't complain. Let's see what the sub has to say over on Marvel Studios. And I do like this. I do like the poster, kind of mimicking, or someone put it down here, right? Kind of that Miss Marvel #5 cover. I love that, looking out from Jersey over to, except for the one different. This is Lower Manhattan, and that's, like Midtown minor differences. Here are a few shots. What do you guys think? High budget Disney Channel vibes. Yeah, it feels like a show from their Freeform channel. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who was thinking this. Not a fan of switching powers, but other than that, I'm really excited for the show. Okay, looks okay. Not really my type of show, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so we're, at least some of us are all on the same page here that the tone is a little, you know, I think the tone and the superhero powers are a big obstacle that they're gonna have to overcome, or at least for the audience. Calling it, the bracelet is Kree tech, which she finds. That links her to Captain Marvel, etc., etc. Not gonna lie, not a fan of the trailer or the vibe, but I get it. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. So like, if she has like a family heirloom that is, you know, imbued with magical powers, now does that mean her family has this backstory as well, where either they're related to Kree or I don't know. It's opened up a whole can of worms. You ever Google search a word just to be like, did I use that correctly? Don't mind that. Easter egg, GWW are the initials for Kamala Khan's creator, G. Willow Wilson. How cool. Every reference to the Avengers and Miss Marvel. We've got Ant-Man, flying pigs fly. Okay. Let's get information. Oh, I do love this shirt, by the way. If they don't put this on a t-shirt for real, I'm gonna be a little upset. Rocket Raccoon. Oh, in the background. I didn't even notice that. Okay, that's pretty cool. Sorry. Thor Love and Thunder was trending on Twitter. It's Marvel and Moon Knight. Marvel dropping teaser trailers. Doctor Strange. Thor Love and Thunder. Oopsies. 115 days before Thor Love and Thunder, which is supposedly coming out in July. Some people were talking about like, wow, they like I don't know if it's because Marvel has just a lot of stuff to promote, but yeah, you used to get promotions for movies like months in advance, and now it's just kind of like, we know they'll see it when it comes out. We don't even need to waste a dime on marketing, you know, just let Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth post an Instagram story from set and boom, marketing. Good times to be in the MCU as always, growing, and I think it's going to be a good show. I think it's still going to have a lot of heart, and like I said, even if it looks like maybe it's a little too young tonally, I will still watch it regardless. And like, again, what an awesome time. We've got, what is that, Moon Knight coming out on March 30th, which is right around the corner. And then after that, there's going to be the Obi-Wan series. And then on June 8th, they're going to have Miss Marvel. So buckle up. It's going to be a fun spring. It's going to be a fun summer. And we'll just see how this next phase of the MCU plays out. So that's all I've got to say. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a like, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think about Miss Marvel and the MCU as a whole right now. And yeah, be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.